Get ready for a thrilling adventure with The Bear and the Two Friends. When a big, scary bear appears in the forest, two pals learn an unforgettable lesson about what true friendship really means.
Once upon a time, in a lush green forest filled with chirping birds and towering trees, two good friends, Alex and Ben, journeyed together. The sun dappled through the leaves, casting playful shadows on the path below. They were enjoying their pleasant walk, sharing stories and laughter, feeling happy and carefree. The air was fresh and smelled of damp earth and blooming wildflowers. They had been traveling for many hours, but their spirits remained high. They dreamed of their destination, a cozy inn just beyond the woods. Suddenly, a loud crash sound echoed through the quiet woods, making their hearts leap. An enormous, shaggy brown bear, much larger than either of the men, burst through the dense brush right beside their path. Its dark eyes seemed to gleam as it stomped into the clearing. The peaceful morning instantly turned into a frightening moment. A shiver ran down their spines as they saw its powerful paws. Without a moment's hesitation, Alex, the taller man, quickly looked around for an escape. He spotted a tall, sturdy oak tree nearby, its branches reaching high. Thinking only of himself and his own safety, he gripped the rough bark and began to scramble up the trunk with incredible speed. His heart pounded fiercely in his chest as he climbed higher and higher, desperately trying to get out of the bear's reach. He barely spared a glance for his friend. Poor Ben, the shorter man, was left alone on the forest floor, feeling a pang of surprise at his friend's quick departure. He knew he couldn't fight such a huge, powerful beast all by himself. His mind raced, searching for any idea to save himself from the giant creature. Then he remembered a clever old trick he had once heard from wise old villagers. He took a deep breath, trying to calm his trembling body. With a brave heart, Ben quickly threw himself onto the soft, leafy ground. He lay perfectly still, as if he had stopped breathing, making sure not to move a single muscle. He closed his warm, hazel eyes tightly, pretending to be as lifeless as a fallen log. He had heard that bears often won't bother a creature they believe is already dead, preferring living prey. He hoped with all his might that this old tale was true for this very large bear. The huge bear slowly lumbered closer, its heavy paws making soft thuds on the forest floor, sounding like distant drums. It tilted its big head, curiously snuffed at Ben's head with its wet nose. Ben could feel the bear's warm breath on his hair and cheek, a ticklish, scary sensation. He stayed absolutely still, not even daring to breathe, despite the terrifying closeness of the powerful creature. The bear's dark eyes examined him carefully. After several long, anxious moments, the giant bear seemed to be convinced. It gave one last, deep sniff. Satisfied that the man on the ground was no longer alive, it turned its massive body away. With a final, disinterested glance, the impressive creature slowly lumbered back into the dense green brush, disappearing as suddenly as it had appeared. The forest grew quiet once more, leaving only the sound of leaves rustling softly. Ben let out a shaky breath he hadn't realized he was holding. High up in the oak tree, Alex watched the entire scene unfold with wide eyes. Once the magnificent bear was truly gone, completely out of sight and earshot, he slowly, carefully, began to climb back down the trunk. His knees felt a little wobbly with relief now that the immediate danger had passed. He landed softly on the forest floor, brushing leaves from his simple green tunic. He was glad to be safe, but a little embarrassed. Alex hurried over to his friend, concern now showing on his kind face. "Oh, Ben, my dear friend, I'm so glad you're safe," he exclaimed, his voice a little shaky. That was really quite a scare. It looked just as if that big bear whispered something right into your ear while you were lying there. What on earth did he tell you, if you don't mind me asking? Alex looked genuinely curious, his blue eyes wide. Ben finally stood up, brushing dirt from his blue shirt and gray trousers. He looked at Alex with a calm, steady gaze, a slight, knowing smile playing on his lips. "He said," answered Ben gently, his voice clear and thoughtful, "that it was not at all wise to keep traveling with a fellow who would desert his loyal friend in a moment of real danger." Alex immediately looked down at his boots, realizing the truth in Ben's words. His cheeks flushed a light red. From that day forward, Alex truly understood the meaning of true friendship. He learned that a real friend stays by your side, especially when times are tough and scary, and that courage means facing challenges together. It taught them both that honesty and loyalty are much more valuable than any fear. Remember, the best adventures are shared, and true friends always have each other's backs.
Ever dreamed of being the hero? Now you get to be the star. Your adventure starts at TalesMio. Visit talesmio.com now.